Hi, here is what you'll find in your Bookstart bag and a few little ideas of how to go about using what's inside. One piece of advice that I would give is don't sit down and attempt to go through absolutely everything in this bag in one hit. Just pop it somewhere safe and dip into it every so often and think, right, we'll just have 5 minutes with one of the things. You could do a lucky dip and just see what you draw out and go with that, or select one thing once you've seen everything in there and go with that. You'll find in there 2 lovely new books. So there's Jump and Shout, which has got lots of actions in the book, and you have Looking Good. This is a little lift the flap book with different animals talking about different body parts. Okay, so one thing you could do is sit cuddling baby and have a look at book. Much easier to do with board books because if they reach out to grab the book and interact with it, they're not going to damage it particularly. With other books that aren't board books, there can be a tendency to rip the pages, but don't be too precious and have fun. And another little idea would be to sing the book as well as reading different occasions. With new babies, it can be really easy to just lay them on their playmat and then you can hold up the book and look at the pictures, hold it up in front of them. With bigger babies, what we talk about in Early Start is if they're doing an activity or being a bit boisterous and you want to calm things down, but they're not interested in coming and sitting with you and reading a book, a really useful tip is to grab a soft toy, teddy, doll, something that they are familiar with, and interact with that toy as if it's another person. So sit with the toy if it's Big Ted. Come on, Big Ted, let's go and read a book quietly and have some fun. And then sit with that toy as if it's a child and read the book to them. Have a conversation with the toy whilst you're reading the book about the pictures and any language used in it. And I can guarantee that your child will join you at some point because they won't want to be left out. You will also find in the bag a lovely little DVD which has different families on their book start journey. So put your feet up and enjoy following these families and watching them find out just how magical it can be to share books, stories and rhymes. So some lovely little interactions there between parents and their children. You will also find a lovely child-friendly leaflet. So some lovely little drawings in here with speech bubbles. You could look at this with your child, but also there's some really useful information in there. So take 5 minutes to pop your feet up with a cup of tea whilst they're having a sleep and just go through and get some inspiration for ideas to do once they're awake. You will find a little finger puppet of Bookstart Bear and a little storybook to go along with him. So you could read the book alone, you could have Bookstart Bear on your finger, Bookstart Bear could be on your child's finger, and read through the little book alongside him. There's a few little tips as well inside the front cover of things to do to just change it up a little bit when you're reading the book through several times, and some little information points at the back as well. There's also card finger puppet of Bookstart Bear. One for you as a grown-up with larger holes to pop your fingers through, and one for your little one to pop their fingers through. Have a go at using this while you read the book. Come up with your own stories to make up about Bookstart Bear. You will find a lovely plastic laminated song card as well with 2 very familiar songs on. Wind the Bobbin Up and 5 Little Ducks, and there's little bullet points with ideas of things to do just to give it a bit of variety, some different ideas to do whilst you're singing. And lastly, you'll find a little book of blank paper for child to do their first marks, along with a lovely packet of jumbo wax crayons. So have fun making marks, doing little scribbles, different directions. You can draw along with them and just have fun doing some lovely things inside this book.